Okay, so it's right around 12:45 a.m. on Saturday, December 30th, 2023. I just made a video about 25 minutes ago, just after coming back from work to this unit to find that there's no heat in this unit and that somebody is smoking in large amounts of marijuana in the vacant premises of the empty bathroom behind this wall and filling my bathroom and this entire corner with intense and overpowering marijuana fumes. It started happening about 10 minutes after I walked through that door on my way in from work, and there were no fumes or odors anywhere in the hallway or in the front stairwell as I approached my door. So that means that the person filling this entire corner with marijuana fumes is in the bathroom of 78. It does not come from below. There have been multiple instances where I was reporting nonstop marijuana and cigar fumes coming from that bathroom while there were workmen engaging in hard labor directly below in 76. I actually have a video of me going down there to verify that there was work being done by workmen who were actively working and not smoking. But yet this corner and my bathroom were at that time filling with nonstop intense marijuana fumes and cigar fumes. So the fumes do not come from below. They are independent and occur independently of the presence or absence of anyone in Unit 76 directly below. Anyway, I'm not making this video because of that. I'm making this video because about 10 minutes ago, I shook out these sheets in the front stairwell. And because nobody should know what I do in this unit, what happened next is really concerning. And what happened next is, as usual, the mentally disturbed nut job directly below in 76 started shouting things from inside their unit at me while I was standing on the front landing, shaking out my sheets. That person is a mentally disturbed psychopath. They have come up to my door multiple times over the last year and a half, tried to break it down with various types of rods and sticks and long, hard objects like poles that I've actually kept as evidence because they're not supposed to be doing that. And this person is so stupid that they actually left the broken pieces of these metal rods and poles lying on the floor outside of my door after trying to break down my door several times. They also came up here and started violently pounding on my door at one point when I was just doing some mopping and cleaning at like 5 p.m. and became violent outside of my door, threw a metal piece of some kind of a rod or stick at my head, and then took the phone out of my hand while I was standing in my doorway, responding to their pounding and shouting and trying to call 911. That person is mentally disturbed, like to the max, to the point where they never leave their unit. They seem to be legally confined to their unit, and they like to make violent smacking and slamming noises directly below my bed whenever I lie on my bed and do anything that's remotely personal or private, such as picking my nose, scratching my armpits, pulling my wedgie, doing back stretching exercises that, any kind of pervert would think is provocative, but there's really just doctor prescribed, doctor recommended back stretching exercises, which means that there are surveillance devices in this unit. And the psychotic thug directly below just now proved that there are surveillance devices in this unit and that he has access to the footage of those surveillance devices when I started shaking out my sheets in the front stairwell. This person has no life and they psychotically latch onto what other people are doing because pretty much everybody besides that low-life thug has a life that involves more activity than that piece of shit has. They have no life. They literally sit in that corner below my bed and make smacking and banging noises at all hours of the day and night, thus showing where their physical location happens to be, which is always in that corner below my bed. And just now, as I was standing in the front stairwell, they started screaming and shouting stuff from behind their door, which is closed, about how I'm always shaking out the sheets. Oh my God, enough with the sheets. How do they know I'm shaking out my sheets? Right? It's a silent activity. It doesn't make any noise. These sheets are completely silent. Look, that's about as much noise as a sheet makes when you're shaking it out. So how does that psychotic nut job with no life, who has some violent tendencies, obviously, and appears to be legally confined to their unit so that they never leave their unit and have no life, how do they know what I do in the front stairwell? Because there's surveillance devices in this unit and maybe in the front stairwell. And that's why not just once, but several times as I was going back and forth and shaking out the pillows, shaking out the sheets one by one in the front stairwell about 20 minutes ago, they repeatedly were shouting at me, "Oh my God, enough with the sheets already. Why does she always do this? No, no, no. Why is she always shaking out her sheets?" Again, how do they know that I'm shaking out my sheets in the front stairwell at 1 a.m? The sheets don't make any noise. I was deliberately being quiet. And even if it was making noise, how would they know it was sheets, right? So, yeah. And then the same person directly below 76, a few months ago in October, actually started screaming and shouting in the hallway just outside this door after I had apparently thrown out a bunch of packing tape that was wrapped around a luggage that this person claimed that they had placed some kind of device on. And they were shouting and screaming and digging through the trash in the common bathroom at the end of this hallway because that's where I had put the packing tape, shouting, "Thanks a lot, you crazy bitch. You just threw out my device. It's in here somewhere." And then this psychotic, stupid thug directly below 76 proceeded to try to enter the units next to this one for some strange reason. And they were throwing bottles around. I'm talking about 76. This was at the end of October. This person deliberately came up to this floor for no reason to start looking through the trash in the common bathroom where I had thrown out a bunch of tape that apparently they claimed had one of their, quote, devices on it. So whoever keeps placing surveillance devices in this unit is number 76 directly below, or at least he appears to be involved in that process. He also physically entered this unit as I was watching him come up to my door back in May. So 7 months ago, he physically entered this unit when I was down the hall brushing my teeth in the common bathroom. And I heard him coming up the stairs, saw him standing at my door, saw him raising his hand against the door, and I thought he was going to knock on it. So I ducked back into the bathroom because I was like, oh my God, he's going to start pounding on my door again. And because he's violent and psychotic, I didn't want to, let him know that I was in the bathroom down the hall. I didn't want him to come after me. Ducked back in. I looked out again a minute later, and he was in my unit, and he smelled so bad that when I came back into this unit, his nasty BO was stinking all over this unit, and he had smeared some kind of foul-smelling substance on my sheets, my towels, and everything I had in this corner. So like my hand towels, my bed sheets, I had some bath towels out on the bed. Everything smelled absolutely foul after he entered this unit back in May while I was watching him do that. So again, this psychotic thug directly below 76, 20 minutes ago, repeatedly shouted at me each time I went out into the front stairwell, shaking out my sheets, and he was shouting at me from behind the closed door of his unit. "Oh my God, enough with the sheets already. She's always shaking that shit out. Why does she do this? No, 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 no." Again, from behind the closed door of Unit 76. How does that nut job know what I do in this unit at 1 a.m. when it is silent?